Hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Monday, August 25th. With me on the mic, I have two lovely co hosts, I Chill and my gorgeous Moon. Hey, ladies.
Hello.
Good morning. Yay.
Yes. And we have some good tea for us to talk about. But before we jump in, I just want to say, and I say this a lot, but if you have any show feedback, if you have any tea that we should talk about, if you wanted to clarify some tea that you heard on the show, please send us an email to auntie@auntiederek.com. Again, our email is auntie@auntiederek.com. So, like I said, we have lots of tea to go over. So let's just go ahead and jump right in.
Well, we're going to do tea time, but don't be sending us no clarifying nothing. We right.
We said what we
That
said.
part.
We
We
said what we said. If you don't agree or it's wrong, just we don't even want to know.
come on the
Let it
show and we
go.
could talk, we could debate about it. But yeah, we still
Well, you
gonna
know
be
what?
right.
What she said, what they said. Listen to them. Don't listen to me. Well, our first story, Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan, they say that we should not be listening to, what people are saying about them. Y'all remember we talked about them and that
Yeah.
tunnel they allegedly had at that led to Diddy's house. Well,
A
of course they said
tunnel,
that is not true.
Mhm.
Yes,
Crazy.
a tunnel.
because they were in Miami. They were Diddy's next. So yep, they said, but that's what Gloria said, and she said it just how Moon said it. What tunnel? Tunnel? It was, but they respond to it, and now they are also threatening legal action themselves. So let's see what they have to say about it. By way of TZ, and as soon as this comes up, hurry up, huh? Girl.
Like, who even said
But I
that?
finally
Did she
realized
say
what
that?
made the video pause like this.
What?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What made the video pause like that?
Oh, the ad blocker. So it is because it never plays the ads. So and
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it is.
okay.
But let's see what Gloria and Emilio has to say about, their quote unquote tunnel.
Mrs. Stefan, how are you feeling now that the judge closed the case alleging the tunnel between you and Debbie's home?
The tunnel?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
alleging it.
That's- Well, I'm pleased, but they're gonna have some
Are you feeling
explaining to
relieved?
do.
Are you feeling relieved to
I
finally
wasn't
put it
worried about
behind
it. There's
you?
no relief needed.
Right.
It's just fantasy.
So, is there anything you want to say to finally lay it all to rest? It's
It
like
should be laid to
annoying.
rest. It should be laid to rest. We have nothing to do with any of that, and it's just sad that because we're neighbors,
Yeah, it's like blown out
you
of
get thrown
proportion.
into stuff.
And the timing of it was rough also because you just released some music too.
Thank you, baby. Yeah, but music will always rise to the top, baby, and the truth.
So tell me, what are your thoughts on this?
Listen, I'm so glad they throw the whole thing out of the court because it was ridiculous. So number one, they mentioned that Beyonce was there, Jay-Z was there, LeBron was there. None of them was in Miami. And we was not in Miami. It was here in New York. In order to get to Star Island, you have to have a record. That we have a tunnel. You cannot have a tunnel in Star Island because it's all water. It's an island. The minute you do something, so they throw it out of the record. I think realistic people believe what they hear sometimes, and we're going to have to put a lawsuit against them because we work hard to develop a reputation that for many years we have a family, and I mean that's it. It hurts the kids sometimes when they hear. Of course, my kids live in the house. I mean, with my grandson and my father, and my mother. It was not even our house. So I hope people realize that something people need to be more careful when they do something like that because really hurts a lot of people. And all the fans and everything was very concerned. I was not concerned because it was a ridiculous thing. Sometimes Instagram people just put things that is totally crazy. So I hope I'm glad that it's over, but I think they're going to hear from me now because they have to pay for it. They're going to have to pay, probably do like an apologize and tell that all that was a setup, try to make money, and that's not going to happen.
So I have to say, one of my favorite things that when anybody who has a Spanish speaking background, when they're speaking English and when they say the word something, they never put that M in there. And I love they always say something, something. I love it, honey. I could just listen to Emilio talk all day, to be honest. But yeah, that was look. They said stop playing with them. There was no
Listen,
tunnel in that damn
I'm gonna
house.
need my reparations for this. He said, "They, you messing with my family. I need my money.
He
Y'all
said tunnel
playing.
is water. Like, how we gonna have? First of all, how we gonna
It's
even
an
have a
island.
tunnel? Who said they had a tunnel? Who started that?
They should
Like,
be
how did that
sued
even come into play?
because
I,
people are
you
dumb.
know, we talked about it, but I cannot remember where the rumor came from. But we definitely talked about it here.
I remember talking about it, but like, who even came up with that? That's what I want to know.
Craziness, craziness. A ton, and I'm like, yeah, it is an island. Like, how far can you dig? Really, a tunnel? Who? Oh my God. Mm, well, I hope they get their money or their apology, whatever they want. Cause yeah, you disrupted my peace.
Well, they said Jay can apologize all day. What we want is money, and and they will be filing a lawsuit because y'all ain't had no business putting our name in this shit in the first place.
Right. That's
Yeah.
just. Ugh.
Imagine if people. I mean, they could have lost them brand deals. That could really affect their livelihood. Even
Hmm.
though it's been proven, or dropped or whatever, for them to even be associated with anything going on with Diddy, even if it didn't involve a tunnel, is just ridiculous. But the tunnel really takes the cake. It
Boy,
really makes it sound
for it
just
to make
real
it to
crazy.
court is just ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, does anybody want to add anything else about Gloria, Emilio, or this tunnel that does not exist before we go to the next story?
They both still look good.
I
They look
know.
great.
And I love how she was like, girl, I'm not giving that no attention. Goodbye.
Right.
Emilio said, oh, no, we getting our money. I'm leaving with something.
And look at how I just thought it was, I love, when you see celebrities like that and the way they interact with their fans and stuff. She gave
Hmm.
that fan a hug. That was just so cute. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah, she's very interactive with her fans. And I almost say, like, reporter, shut up. You see this woman's interacting with her fans and you
Mhm.
asking her questions. But
Dumb
she was
question.
doing, two things at the same time. But yeah, not just dumb.
But yeah, you keep going on with this dumbass question. Hmm.
Well, that's exactly how I'm going to be when the day that I become ultra famous. I'm gonna, hug my fans just like that. But please wear deodorant.
Okay.
We-
Mandatory.
Auntie. Oh my gosh.
Well, our next story, y'all. So remember we talked about, and we were actually waiting for the parole board when it came to allow Menendez, because we already heard about Eric Menendez and how he was denied, uh, parole or denied
Mm,
release, and we were waiting for Lau, and we learned over the weekend that Lau was denied parole or denied release as well. And
mhm.
remember, we did a story from People where we talked about Eric's wife. I forget her name. Tammy. Tammy Menendez. She said that everything that whole parole hearing was rigged and it was a shit show and all of that. Y'all remember that we just talked about it?
Right.
So now their attorney, Mark Garagos, he has come out to say the same thing, that it was all rigged. So I have another TMZ article, and we're gonna like listen to it straight from the horse's mouth. So give me 1 second here. And you see where it says Menendez brothers. Their lawyers say the parole hearing was rigged. I mean, of course he's going to say something like that, but let's listen to him say why he feels that it was rigged. Well, once this comes up.
Dun, 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 dun,
This how
dun.
you know this a good ass ad block, I tell you that.
Look,
It's a
your ad
lot.
Right.
blocker be blocking for real blocking.
Okay. So the video is about 3 minutes and 10 seconds long. So let's see what Mr. Garagos and Harvey Levin have to say.
Yeah, let's see.
It was obviously rigged. Anybody who watched it, talk to any. Don't believe me. Talk to any of the family members. The only person who attended that hearing who didn't think it was rigged was the DA's office. And you want to know the truth? If you got them, if you and there was only one DA present at each one at each hearing, so only two others. If you got them and injected them with truth serum, they would admit it was rigged too. If the public saw the shenanigans that were happening during these hearings, there would be a revolution. Nobody would believe that this star chamber was happening in the US in 2025. It was unbelievable what a just show this was for these people to be conducting and to be so ill prepared, so out to lunch. And just, I should have known. It's really my fault. This is on me. And one of the commissioners during Lyles actually likened cell phone activity to cell phone usage to gang activity, which has got to be the height of hypocrisy. And talking about how it threatens correctional officers. Let me explain something to you as to how hypocritical and how outrageous this is. First of all, they have tablets, they've got phones, and they pay for minutes. I have to pay for get GTL. The only person who doesn't profit or gets impacted financially by cell phone usage in the prisons is the for-profit suppliers, number one. Number two, how do you think these cell phones get into the prisons? Do you think drones come by and drop them in? Or do you think guards smuggle them in and sell them to the inmates? I mean,
is that what happened with Eric and Lyle?
That's what happens with every cell phone in the prison system. They're all smuggled in by the correctional officers. What a joke this is. One of the commissioners actually asked today why. I swear to God, you can't make this up. Was Lyle the fact that Lyle after the parents were Eric brought a Jeep show the difference in their personality characteristics? That was a legitimate question. Not what have you done? Not Lyle, why is it that when people were attacking you in prison, you didn't get violent? Why is it, Lyle, that we don't have a single violent incident in 30 years in these prison system? Why is it that you've done this great work with the Green Space program and mentorship, and there's all kinds of people who talk about what kind of great work you do? But no, I want to know, back then when you were a 21-year-old who had just killed your parents, why did you buy a Porsche and not a Jeep? That was a legit, serious question. That's why they didn't want this to be public, because if the public saw this, they would just be beyond themselves.
I mean, I guess. I, I guess I hear him. I really do, but it's just really difficult for me to like to garner any kind of sympathy for somebody who, again, remember, I don't know much about the Menendez stories other than they killed their parents and they were rich and stuff, and how this pretty much rocked a affluent neighborhood and stuff like that. But
Right.
I,
I
but
mean,
at the
they
same time, I
allege
can admit that those
abuse
questions were, yeah,
from their dad, and the mother
Yeah.
was complicit.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the background, and it was brought up in court. I think in their second trial,
Right. The
but
trial talked about.
yeah, I mean, I I low key am okay if they got released. I do think that this new DA who came in, midway through their trying to request getting out, for some reason I do think that guy has something out for them, for whatever reason, or he wants to become a famous DA with like he very came in with a lot of animosity. That's what I felt like, instead of giving them a fair shot. But but also again, there were some white boys that killed their parents, so low key I really don't care. But I was like, they are kind of getting done dirty though.
Yeah.
yeah.
Two things can be true.
I'm just happy that we all kind of agree that I'm like, because maybe I feel like maybe I was a little insensitive or whatever, but I mean, I can definitely understand and hear the attorney. And you sitting there trying to act like cell phone is a threat to correctional officer for safety, but when we all know that that's how they get cell phones in there in the first place is through the correctional
Right,
officer.
And if
So
that's
right.
all
I hear
done, I mean, that they didn't talking about their behavior. Like what? They had an illegal cell phone. We get whole videos from dudes in prison. I mean,
Like all the
hmm
that's
time.
all
Child,
the
but
time. That's like not on the list of offenses. That's got to be way down the totem pole.
yeah,
If
I mean it's called what they call it contraband anyway. They're not supposed to have it, but
right,
we know how they get it.
yeah.
Cause yeah, but uh, yeah, I follow
Did they
you.
beat people up? Did they use
No,
drugs? Did they do something really bad? Or I mean, it sounds like they've pretty much, done what other. And you know what? I was thinking, if I was going to be locked up for 30, 40, 50 years, I would be breaking some rules too. I ain't going to lie.
yeah,
Because it's a very restrictive environment. And yeah, if they was getting, I'd probably get a illegal cell phone too. I mean, I'm just saying, I probably wouldn't be the most model president. Now, I wouldn't be jumping on people and stabbing people and stuff like that. But whatever I could get away with, I would probably do it too. And I think most
and
people probably would feel that way.
exactly. And they haven't been violent. Like
Right.
a cell phone doesn't constitute violence. Like please.
Mm-mm.
And that's the only thing is I don't like how they're being treated because they can do that. It's just that whole thing. If they do it to them, they're definitely going to do it to black and brown people. If they
Oh
can
yeah,
get away with it with these white boys and do them like that, then they're definitely going to do that to black and brown people. And that's I'm
yeah.
just like, it's just nasty. Like it's just nasty work.
Their misbehavior, like they're doing something the whole
Yeah.
prison population ain't doing. Like what they're doing is just so egregious, and when most of the inmates in there probably doing the same thing. I don't like how they frame that, and I do get it. Now the fact that they weren't released, they killed their parents. They've been in there 30 years. I mean, it is what it is. They knew they got that sentence, what it was gonna be, but this whole reasoning for not giving them release, um, there's may be a danger to society. They weren't out there abusing other people before they killed their parents. They wasn't known to be
Right.
bad boys or trouble in the neighborhood and people, fucking with people and all this kind of stuff. It's
Right. Mm-hmm.
no. Mm-mm.
But they're still a danger to society. I'm like, well, I mean, we got a president that's in the White House that's a danger to society, but ain't nobody doing nothing about that.
hello, they let them get away with the shit.
With the help of the
Don't even.
Supreme Court on top of that.
hmm
So
Hmm.
yeah, I just don't. And I personally, well, my feelings about. I mean, they were young when they were locked up. I think 30 years is a really good long time to be locked up for a crime of murder. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
had a problem if they had been released. And I think locking a person up who's 20, 18, or whatever. I mean, life with no parole.
no chance of rehabilitation.
Yeah, like, what are we doing here? Like,
It's
I
not like
think,
they went on a murder spree
right,
and they're
30, 40
psychotic.
years,
Yeah, they
that's
did
long
kill their
enough.
parents. They did do a lot of time. You know, I
Hmm.
don't see them going out attacking other people. Like
No,
I just don't see it. And I was, you know,
there's some
but
people who really deserve to be in prison that long, but I think
mhm,
most people, one show I watched said a lot of people uh, with their drug use that kind of dampened your inhibitions, and you wind up not even maybe committing the crime, but being with the person who committed the crime, and you get the same sentence. Like if they
mhm,
shoot and kill a person, you get locked up for life, but you didn't shoot and kill the person. That kind of thing. I think 30 or 40 years is a long time. That's your prime of life if you especially if you get locked up that early. And
Yeah, but
you
we
know,
ain't in the business of rehabilitation. They lie
oh
about
no,
that. They say
that's we don't do
that's
that
a
no
myth. That's a myth.
more. Yeah.
But yeah,
So
the only people that don't get locked up for the time that they need is child molesters and
right, the
rapists.
people who
Them is
need to be locked up forever.
forever, forever, ever. But no, they don't lock them up forever.
No, and that's the people who they show can never be rehabilitated. They come out and they could be locked up for 50 years and they gonna still come out and do the same
As
thing.
soon as they get out, as soon
Mm-hmm.
as they touch down.
Yep.
Yep.
So and mass murderers, those kind of people, yeah, they need to be locked up for life. Those kind of serial
Hmm.
killers and people who psychopaths, stuff like that. But the average person, 30 or 40 years out of your life, yeah, I think that rehabs most people. You're not gonna come back after that. But
Yeah. Does anybody want to add anything about the Menendez brothers or this corrupt legal system before we go to the next story?
Mm-mm. Just shows how white men love to control the outcome of people's lives and just like to exert their power wherever. Because the other DA person was really leaning towards letting them out,
the
but because of the shift in the election,
family supports them getting out, and it's only
yeah.
about to get worse. The way they're talking about sending American citizens to foreign prisons,
Mm, 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 mm.
they are really about to go ham with
You know they
the
picked up a
whole
Brago.
system. Yeah, they doing that man so wrong.
And talking about sending him to Uganda.
Uganda, girl.
That, look. Mm. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to talk about before we got on.
I told you to come to
It did. It just hit me too. Okay, go ahead. Go on, Auntie. Next story.
you. Well, the next story. So we talked a bit about T Hood, T Hood, and how he was shot and killed by Kai Frost, and we learned that through reading that it may have been a self defense killing and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So now his T Hood's family, they have a lawyer, honey,
Of
and the
course they
lawyer
do.
is the lawyer is talking, baby. I have this all hip hop article, child. Mm, mm,
Mm.
mm. Oops, sorry. Let me go to the right slide. Here we go. So you see where it says T Hood family lawyers up after rapper shooting death. So T Hood was shot 4 times. So now we're learning that it was 4 times and not 5 times as we previously read. But T Hood was shot 4 times in the back during a domestic incident in Snellville, Georgia, and his family has now hired legal counsel as they demand justice. The 31-year-old rapper, born Tevin Hood, was found wounded inside a home on August 8th and later died at a local hospital, according to the Gwinnett County Police Department. Authorities are investigating the case as a possible self defense shooting, but Hood's relatives are pushing back. In a statement through their attorneys, the family said, well, let's just see. Wait, we're going to watch that statement right here. It's about a minute long. Girl, and I just have to say, him standing in front of that picture of Martin Luther King Jr., I'm just like, dude, really? But let's see what he has to say.
Tevin Hood was a devoted father and a supportive co-parent. He was deeply involved in his daughter's life, and to her, he was the very best dad. His loss leaves an unimaginable void. We recognize the criminal investigation is still ongoing, and we will allow the Gwinnett County Police Department to continue doing their job. The family is truly grateful for the effort and commitment law enforcement has shown and will continue to show throughout the process. What we do know at this time is that Tevin Hood was shot in the back 4 times. That fact is both deeply troubling and heartbreaking to his loved ones. And we know there was only one person left to tell their side of the story. There are still more facts to uncover, but what remains certain is that justice must be served for the Tevin's daughter, whether through criminal accountability, civil action, or both.
Hmm. Okay, girl. Anyway, police say the shooting followed a domestic altercation involving Hood and a woman identified as Kelsey Frost, who lived at the residence. Kelsey is the daughter of Kirk and Rashida Frost, known from VH1's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Their son, Kai Frost, who's 24, is the reported shooter. Investigators say Kai arrived at the home after the initial physical confrontation and later separated himself from the scene before the shooting occurred. A video allegedly showing Hood assaulting Kelsey surfaced online, adding another layer to the ongoing investigation. The family's attorneys confirmed the autopsy revealed Hood was shot 4 times in the back. That fact is both deeply troubling and heartbreaking to his loved ones. The statement read, and there's only one person left to tell their side of the story. The Frost family has not released detailed comments but is cooperating with law enforcement. Kelsey Frost has publicly denied any involvement in the shooting and addressed the speculation online. Addressed online speculation, excuse me. Despite the ongoing investigation, Hood's family is clear about their intentions. There are still more facts to uncover, but what remains certain is that justice must be served for Tevin's daughter, whether through criminal accountability, civil action, or both. I learned that it's pronounced Gwinnett County, not Gwinnett County, but the Gwinnett County Police Department continues to investigate, and as of August 23rd, no charges have been filed.
Mm. You
Mm-mm.
know, I get it. Death is a very high price to pay, but also he had no problem putting his hands on that woman multiple times for no reason.
But he
Especially
was
while she was
a good,
asleep.
he was a good
And
father.
then,
I'm sure
huh,
Diddy
what'd
was
you say,
a good.
Chill?
I'm saying he was a good father. I'm sure Diddy was a good father to his children too.
Yeah,
So
Right.
let's separate that. Yeah, he may have
I
been a
was
good
gonna say that.
father, but
But that's
you
what they try and inject to clean up the image. Like he was abuser. Like, and how as a family do y'all just brazenly skip over like how abusive he was? That's that's weird to me. I mean, granted, death is permanent, blah blah blah. I get it,
yeah,
but coming from looking at it from the abuse side, uh, mm, oh well.
Listen, I have my own stories, but I won't say too much because I know I have family who listen to my show. But let's just say I don't understand it either, Moon, but I've seen it happen, and it happens very often. Let's just say that.
And I can't now. There's a lot of things you can stand up for, but come on now,
Right.
you putting your hands on, and the mother should be ashamed of herself for letting her son come out like that. I don't care, because let me find
She
out my son put his hands on a woman. I'm gonna knock him upside his head.
I understand her pain
hmm
though. You have your, I mean, your child is dead. He was shot in the back, and I think
Hmm.
that the sticking point is that he was shot in the back. But to
Hmm.
totally overlook the fact that he was jumping on this woman even in her sleep, um, you can acknowledge that your son was definitely not a perfect person, even if he was a good father to his daughter. You know, he was definitely not a good boyfriend, a good
Right,
man.
right.
So he had his faults. Now, whether he deserved to die for that, I can understand you thinking, well, he shouldn't have had to die for that, but it happened,
Yeah,
and it's a sad situation that it did happen. I'm not, celebrating the fact that
right.
he's gone or anything, but this man was jumping on this man's sister, and we don't know the circumstances around him getting shot in the back. Was he reaching for a weapon and Kai shot him before he could pull it out, or you know, those are facts that still need to come out.
Hmm.
So and it will come out, and maybe Kai will maybe face some charges just because it was in the back. But um, I understand the family's pain. It's hard. It's hard, especially and especially you know how mothers are. I mean, your son could go out there and be a bank robber and shoot somebody, and that's my son. I still love him, even if it
I
was the
still love it, but
situation was
you
reversed.
wrong, you
If he had
wrong.
killed
Yeah,
Kai, you know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
would probably still be supporting him, and that's what families do. So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not mad so much that they have done this, and If he's not criminally convicted, there definitely will be a civil suit. And he may have to pay,
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, no, I do think, yeah, but who knows? If
yeah,
the law enforcement people feel like it was, if they deem it was self-defense, it's self-defense. I think so. Maybe, well, I don't know. I got a little mixed
wait,
feelings.
wait till the facts come out. But
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
he definitely
But
was defending his sister, even so, whatever the circumstances, he was defending his sister.
and I was just like, how long do you think you could be putting your hands on somebody and some you know it not come back to you?
She got brothers, baby.
And they lucky that he let it go that long.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a sad situation all the way around.
Yep. Well, speaking of law enforcement, does anybody want to add anything else before we go to our next story?
You
Well,
got it.
child, our next story, honey, Big X the plug.
Oh
Oh
no,
Child
what
done
he do?
got arrested over there.
child.
And chill, I'm sure you probably saw it on the news,
I
honey.
Oh,
I
it was
don't
in
know. I saw the story on Twitter. I didn't see him on the news.
Oh Lord, what he did.
The
Baby done got
usual.
arrested on his way to his album release party and done got arrested for a gun charge, a lawful gun charge, and having some marijuana on him. Whole thing.
Nothing.
Can't
He
even
ain't do
celebrate his
nothing.
album. Exactly.
He ain't do a damn
Boy.
thing.
But we're gonna watch a quick video of this news segment about them, CBS News talking about it, and I think they did a really good job covering, it, especially for them to be two white men talking about this. I think they did a really good job. Just like Big X the plug. Hold on.
An album had to miss it because he was arrested by Dallas police. Big X the Plug was in the Dallas County Jail late this afternoon on drug and weapons charges. CBS News Texas JD Miles broke this story earlier today and joins us live now from outside the jail with the latest on the story that is still developing. What do you know, JD?
Ken, we are told this release could happen at any moment. That's why we are right outside the jail entrance and exit, waiting for this to happen. Big X the Plug is considered a rising star in the world of rap and Southern hip hop with nearly 2 million social media followers. His third album came out just yesterday, but last night a traffic stop, followed by the discovery of a small amount of marijuana and an unlawful weapon, sidelined the 27-year-old's album release party.
Big X is one of the big rap breakout stories.
His name is Xavier Landon, but he's better known as Big X the Plug in the music world. He was born in Dallas and currently lives in Aubrey. Some of his hit songs include Texas and Mm-hmm. He's been arrested before on drug and weapons charges back in 2022. Last night, he was scheduled to be at a Deep Ellum club called Cash Cow for a party to celebrate the release of his new album, I Hope You're Happy. But around 8:45, he was pulled over on the 7900 block of Great Trinity Forest Way. According to a police report, he did not have a front license plate. Officers say they asked Big X if he had a gun, and he reportedly replied, "Yeah, mine is under my armrest." Officers charged Big X with a misdemeanor for unlawful possession because he was found to have an active gang hit through NCIC and TCIC and to be in possession of a firearm. Police also charged him with possession of a small amount of marijuana. Big X wasn't arraigned until late this afternoon inside the jail when he appeared before a judge who determined how much his bond will be. Another album release party was scheduled for tonight at a North Texas Wingstop, but a company statement was released today saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, the event will not take place as planned. Wingstop remains committed to bringing late-night flavor and culture to our fans in the future. And back here live, sorry about the quick camera move, but you can see there goes Big X the Plug. He's leaving the Dallas County Jail, surrounded by cameras and reporters, media crews. It doesn't look like he's speaking right now. People have been kind of pushing away anyone who tries to get close with the microphone, but he is walking out of there. He's a very tall man. You can see him standing above everyone else. He's got sheriff's deputies who are helping him get to his vehicle. That family apparently includes someone who says is his wife, but from here, he's been released on bond. He's facing some serious charges, but they are misdemeanors, so it'll be yet to be seen how this plays out in court. And this legal process continues at the same time while he's trying to promote a new record. Live in Dallas, JD Miles, CBS News, Texas.
what do you say? A song called
Child.
"Mm-hmm."
Right.
Mm-hmm. Misdemeanors,
I
and I figured
love
he
it.
had some kind of charges because you can carry in Texas, but I'm
Yep.
saying he must have some previous charges for it to be unlawful. So, and a tiny
Mhm.
amount of marijuana, misdemeanors. Like I said, he didn't do nothing. I mean, ugh, the front
They
license
pulled
plate.
him over. Yep.
That's how they get you here. Because a lot of cars, have those big grills now that you have to have special connections to put a license plate on, and a lot of people don't. I see a lot of luxury cars with that big front grill that don't have a spot for a license plate, but there is a device you can buy to hook it to a grill, and that's a primary thing they can use to stop you. My car is like that, but I got holes drilled. I do have a fender. They had a place to drill the holes to put the license plate on, because when I got my car, it did not have a front license plate accessory available. I had to get that because I
Yeah,
don't want them to have no reason, period, to pull me over.
girl. And
Mhm.
that happened to me, and I was like, I'm not putting it in there. They ain't finna ruin my front grill. I said they should have put it
Hmm.
there, but
Yeah,
I ain't.
yeah. There's a connection you can buy to put it on there,
Hmm.
but yeah, I had a little sliver of a fender, so they have places where you could drill, and I put one on there because I just don't want them no smoke with the laws in Texas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't either.
I'm just trying to figure out like what probable cause did they have for them to even search the car? And well,
They
one, I guess
didn't.
maybe because he told him he had the gun or whatever.
Well,
I don't,
yeah.
but
Once he
yeah.
answered, you know, that he had it, because they ask you if you have any weapons, even though you can legally carry here without a permit. They do ask you,
Mm-mm.
and then you're looking at a black man. First of all, stop driving while black.
Yep.
Hmm.
Now, I last time I was stopped, which was last year, they didn't ask me anything about a weapon. I had one, but they didn't inquire, so I didn't say anything.
They probably had just assumed you didn't.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, and I didn't get a ticket. I mean, it was very minor infraction, but yeah, they didn't ask me. But you got a black man. He probably had somebody else in the car too. Yeah, they're gonna ask if there's any weapons in the car.
Young black man. Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
top top question.
Yep.
Before you know why I pulled you over.
Right. Right. So yeah,
Mm, unfortunately, brothers,
you
you
should be able to get
can't.
off though, pretty easy.
And on top of that, he big as hell. So you know they
Big as
already
hell.
intimidated.
Dang, Quinn came out of nowhere with that one. I didn't even know she was here. What up?
He is humongous.
He is a big boy. He need to lose some weight. I be worried about folks that big now because
Yeah,
they don't live very long.
he may, since he's got a little fame. He can hire a personal trainer and do his
Mm.
thing. Maybe.
Look, I didn't want to Quinn. I'm glad I didn't want to say it, but Quinn, open the door. So look, did y'all see the part of the video segment where he was in the courtroom and get ready to get up to talk? Well, pretty much he didn't even walk up there. He waddled up there to talk to the judge. I was just like, "Whoa, Jesus, honey." So but yeah, I hate he had to go through that though.
He's a big man, tall and physically big. You know.
Hmm.
Well, when he
Yep.
said he the biggest, the largest, he ain't playing.
Uh huh.
But this
I
is
do
also
like his little rap voice, though. I do like
I
Me
it.
do
too.
too. I like his little
maybe on
song.
Rouge. But this is also why too. I don't know who his management is. I don't know who's part of his team. But there should be no reason why he's driving himself anywhere at this point. Like you work with Beyonce, you've been sampled by Beyonce, whatever. You got a little clout on you. There should be no reason why you should be going to anything where you're driving. I don't care if you want to drive, you feel like you need to drive, you need to be seen, blah blah blah, whatever. But the fact that you are who you are and you still have this mentality that I'm still gonna be who I am in the hood or who I am in my city or whatever. that mentality has to change because
Maybe that's why he was
some
still.
huh?
Maybe that's why he was driving those because he was in his hometown. In
But
his
that's what I'm
hometown.
saying though. Even still, like I guarantee you right now, at one point or another, Beyonce stopped driving in Houston. Right? There was times that Beyonce probably wouldn't be allowed to drive in Houston like by herself. And in his case, right, you driving where you feel like you. Well, I don't want to say need a gun based off of what was reported. I guess he whatever he or gang affiliation. That's why it was legal or whatever. But at the same
Well,
time, like if you know you have these things against you, and you're a black man,
They
and you're
don't think
coming
like
up.
that.
Yeah,
well, you know they
and this is why I want
The
us to do
athletes
better.
either. I
that's
know,
why
and
they
athletes too.
be
Yeah,
shooting each
I
other,
want
girl.
us to do better.
Them youngins be shooting. I mean, he probably felt like he needed protection, and I can understand why he would have a gun. He's in his hometown. That jealousy thing is a. He probably got some ops in the streets. Sound
But
like he
this is why
probably was out
he needs
there. And
security. He need to have
I
security
get it. I get
and a
what you're
driver.
saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that's probably why he was rolling like that.
Yeah. Well, does anybody want to add anything else about the biggest, the largest before we go to the next story? Well, our next story, y'all. So remember when Will actually broke that news where Serena will be partnering with that
Mm-hmm.
weight
Row.
loss
Row.
solution.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So now she and y'all see she's actually gotten a lot of pushback because of
yep.
that.
Yep.
But one of the main pieces of pushback actually came from Jamila Jamil. And if y'all not familiar with her, a lot of people recognize her as an actress from that show, The Good Place. I've never seen that show. I
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm.
her. She was one of the judges on the show Legendary that used to come on HBO Max.
Oh,
But
okay.
she pretty much slammed Selena, honey, and pretty much in a nutshell said Selena should be ashamed of herself, and she is. This is irresponsible. Is pretty much her sentiment. So I have this link from TMZ. Y'all see where it says Jamila Jamil rips Serena over weight loss meds. And this is her right here
Oh, I
if you weren't
remember
familiar.
who she didn't she get into some
So
stuff
Serena
a few
Williams,
years back?
no, not that I
Mm.
remember. I know when it came out that she was going to be hosting Legendary, a lot of people from the LGBTQ community was like, "Well, wait a minute, why would you be hosting this?" And she had to come out and say, "Well, I'm hosting it because I'm queer." So there's that. But I
Okay, maybe
personally, I
that's what
think
I
I don't
remember.
know if y'all seen the show. Are you maybe mixing her up with Priyanka Chopra?
Mm,
Yeah, she looks a
no.
lot like her.
Maybe.
No.
Oh,
But go ahead. I'm
They
okay.
sorry to
Because
interrupt.
I don't
don't
remember
look
any.
like Priyanka. Priyanka got a very distinct look.
The one that's married to the
Mm,
Jonas boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, no,
yep,
no.
her.
Her. I thought it was, but maybe it was the why is she hosting thing. I just vaguely remembered Dust Up, but that's probably what it was.
Oh, well, Serena Williams is pushing weight loss medication, and now Jamila Jamil is bashing the women's tennis legend for becoming the face of GLP-1 drugs. The actress slash model just unloaded on Serena in a long social media rant, warning folks against the side effects of so called miracle weight loss drugs. Jamila says these medications, including Ozempic, come at a price. And she says a quick scan of websites for the medications reveal a laundry list of side effects, including paralysis of the gastric system, pancreatitis, cancer, hair loss, osteoporosis, severe malnutrition, muscle mass loss, depression, thyroid issues, blindness, and metabolism issues. She claims the drugs come at a price, and she's uncomfortable about celebs with access to top doctors pushing GLP-1s. And this was the long statement. Jamila says some folks rapidly regain weight if they stop using the medications. Serena went on a media blitz this week leading up to the U.S. Open Tennis Championship, promoting her use of GLP-1s as a partner with Roe, the healthcare company where her husband sits on the board as a major investor. Serena claims she lost 31 pounds with GLP 1s. Now, after it was actually very interesting because when Jamila spoke out, now a lot of Serena fans, and I don't even know if they were Serena fans per se, but they just kind of gave her the whole, well, you need to be quiet because you've never had to, you've never been a big person or you've never been overweight. So, and so she had to come out and defend herself. Was like, well, wait, I don't have to be overweight to understand the dangers of these side effects that have right here on the website, y'all. Like, and I just feel that, but anyway, let's hear what the medical professional has to say about it. I'm so curious to hear what. Go ahead, my Chili.
Oh well, thank you for your confidence. Um, I saw another video where someone was saying the same thing, and I like the way she framed it because she said the fact that Serena felt the need to use these drugs to drop the weight that she wanted to drop because doing everything she was doing, I mean, she's very athletic and she wasn't losing weight, even though she was really trying hard. She was cycling, she was running, she's playing professional tennis. I mean, she's doing all of these high energy activities, and the pounds weren't coming off. And it took this for her to lose weight. However, the and that's fine. You feel like you're doing what you are needing to do for your body. But the fact that she became a paid spokesperson for this company
Mm-hmm.
is where the disconnect for a lot of people is occurring, and it's promoting the use of GLP-1s, and being a spokesperson is puts it in a different light. Like, it's not just about your health. Now you're pushing these drugs so that other people can get on them. And this woman is right. There's a lot of side effects that people have from these drugs. There's already some lawsuits. Um, the rapid weight loss does cause a hit to your metabolism, and even when you get off, if you're eating right and exercising, your metabolism is shot, and that weight comes back on. And if you look at the people who were on The Biggest Loser, how fast those people lost weight in like
Mm-hmm.
however many weeks they were on that show, they lost massive amounts of weight. They were working out up to 8 hours, and I mean, they were really putting in work. And when they stopped all that, that most of them, except for one person, has gained almost all that weight back. Especially the guy who won The Biggest Loser. I think he lost like 239 pounds in like 6 months or something like that. And now he back up to like 200, not 200, 439 pounds. He lost 239.
Damn.
Now he
He's
back
back
up
up
to
to
like
400.
400, back up to 437 pounds. He is a few pounds less than when he first started because his
What?
metabolism was killed by that fast weight loss and starvation, and that weight just started coming back on. He was still working out and stuff, not as intensely, afterwards, but he was still working out and trying to keep the weight off, and he has gained almost all of that weight back. So I agree with that take on it. If you're using it for yourself, fine. Oh, this is how I did it. I was trying to lose weight and I couldn't. That's great. But see, now you're a paid spokesperson, and that's different. That's not just about you. That's about pushing a product. And I
Mm-hmm.
agree that I hate that that's a part of it for her to be doing that. She looks good. Hopefully, she keeps it off or whatever. We don't know if she's still on it. That's not, my business. But yeah, I do get what Jamila is saying, and I agree. Go ahead, Quinn.
Libra Queen.
My bad. I was trying to get to my mic and swallow at the same time. I'm eating. I'm sorry. Um, don't judge me. Also, too, I think on top of the fact that her being a paid sponsor, paid influencer, whatever they want to call her. On top of that, why it's also harmful is that she's taking the check and putting her name on it, But the problem is she's not going to put her name on it when these current lawsuits that are happening. Literally last week, one drop. When those people come and say, "Hey, I'm gonna come for you too," then she's gonna try to separate herself from that, right? Oh, I wasn't this and that and the third. And when people say, "Well, I was affected by this and I have these issues because I took this, and the risk wasn't explained to me, and I didn't have door to door medical coverage and monitoring while I was doing XYZ," because that's what people do, right? When they're desperate to do something, when all this when the trend is hot and happening, and then she's going to be quick to say, "Well, I'm not responsible for the repercussions of this." She's not going to be wanting to be pulled into a lawsuit, that the lawsuits that do happen. So that's why I also think, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Yes, say be honest about what you're doing for yourself because you're an individual person, but associating yourself to something, especially when it's harmful, especially in the industry that you're in, where you're a celebrity, where image is everything, and it's reflected down not only to adults but also kids. Like, unfortunately, you have a name, you have a platform, and you're showing yourself to people who look like you, black girls who look like you, and they're also going to be in a position where, well, damn, I just want to be like Serena. Serena couldn't do it by herself. She had help, this, that, and the third. So that's my take on it as well. I don't agree with the partnership, and if I were her, I would be quick to get my name off of it.
No, and that's my thing. What y'all are saying is absolutely right. And my whole thing is like, where are the publicists? Like any like a first year publicist will look at this and see that her husband sitting on their board, and then she becoming a spokesperson for something that is like with research people perceive as very harmful. So nobody ever said, well, hey, this might not be a good idea. Nobody said that, or maybe they did say it and they weren't listened to. I don't know, but I say all the time, where are the publicists? Like these niggas is wilding. So that's
And it
that
can't
on
be
that.
because she
Then.
need the money. It really can't be because she need money, because they got it.
Hmm. Go ahead, Taylor.
Well, maybe she specifically doesn't need the money, but this drug is making money hands over fists for the companies that are making this drug. And people with money like making more money, you know. Yeah, she has a lot of
Yeah.
business ventures. She makes a lot of money, he makes a lot of money, and they're going to make more money, you know, promoting this company. And I see a lot of problems with it, and that's the way people are framing it. Like, why would you put yourself as a paid spokesperson for this drug when people have already reported many side effects, some of them very serious? So, I mean, if you look in any thread where people are discussing GLP-1s, uh, they do have a lot of benefits, and it's promising, for people to lose weight. But now the side effects are coming up, and a lot of people are having those. And like I said, I've already heard, if you've taken GLP-1s, and you know how those lawyer ads go, they're already out there. So this is not what I would choose to put my name behind. You're already successful. There's so many other things that you could make money with. And, she's got real estate. She's, owns what part of a sports team. I mean, she has so many irons in the fire. Why would you put that at risk? Your wealth and possibly being sued, at risk with this GLP-1. I wouldn't have done it, but and that's the problem people are having with it.
Hmm.
And also, someone said if you've done all of that, you've you you exercise at probably a higher level than most people, and you couldn't lose weight. Well, maybe your body's supposed to be that way. Maybe that's your baseline. That's where you are. If you were meant to lose weight, if you couldn't do it doing all that, maybe you weren't supposed to be smaller. You're older. She was smaller when she was young, of course, you know. But after two children, and she was not at a necessarily unhealthy weight, but she was larger and maybe wanted to be smaller. Well, maybe her body was meant to be where it was, and you're disturbing, where your body is trying to be by using this drug. So, th- yeah,
Well, good, honey. You gave me everything I needed because I was like, I can't wait to talk to this story, especially with Chill, because I'm dying to know what she has to say about it. And you have satisfied me with your honesty. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it.
The devil is a liar.
I've known. I mean, I still have some medical people that are friends. Some of them have used it to lose weight, and
My
some of them have gotten sick and couldn't take it. Like they tried it because, everybody wants to lose weight now. They were working out. They aren't like necessarily morbidly obese or anything like that. They were working out and doing, you know, things to keep healthy, but figured this would be an extra tool in the arsenal. And just sometimes it just doesn't work out. Um, One of my coworkers lost 80 pounds, and I noticed a few of those pounds are coming back. So anything that makes you lose weight artificially, I think damages your metabolism, first of all. And that's a big factor, you know, in how you process nutrition. So, and then when you get off of it, those effects don't necessarily turn themselves around, even if you continue to work out and eat healthy per se. So,
Yeah, someone kind of explained it similar to how your receptors for certain drugs get manipulated when you're taking artificial drugs or legal drugs or whatever. Like the concept of that was how somebody tried to explain how the effects of coming off of it, not continuously taking, affects the body, and it's showing to be true. Because just like you said, people who've taken it, who you can see the pounds coming back. Same thing. People who who I've seen who are influencers who came out, pay partnership with. I've been doing this over, 3 to 6 months or whatever. And slowly but surely, you saw the ads go away. And now a year later, you could tell that like something has changed and you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body structure. That the weight is coming back.
everybody I've known back when FinFin came out, so many nurses took that drug. And boy, did they lose weight. And some of them that did have the heart problem, it killed the valve in your heart. A lot of them had problems. All of those people over the course of maybe 2 to 3 years gained all of that weight back. If you ever watch my 600 pound life, in the little blurb at the beginning, how it says the success rate of people keeping that weight off is like 5%. And you watch these people go through all of that, get their stomach cut, eat tiny amounts of calories and lose all this weight so quickly. It just is, it's not healthy. And I know when once you weigh 500, 600 pounds, the doctors want you to lose weight quickly. You're at risk of dying of heart attacks and all of this kind of stuff. But the damage in the long run, I mean, you got to weigh that with the benefits. But if you're going to gain the weight back, is there a benefit? Really?
Yeah, even with the gastric sleeve too. I've seen where there has been issues with people having, or where there has been reports and things with people having issues with that, and people warning against that. Like, do as best as you can with losing the weight naturally, because even having so much as a surgery where it's artificially restricting
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah.
causes issues over time, and could shorten your life.
Right, right. Because you're not getting enough nutrition. And when you're losing weight that fast, you're losing muscle weight. And what is your heart made of? Your heart is a muscle.
Hello.
If you're losing weight quickly, I don't care what you're doing. You're losing muscle weight, and you're damaging, your heart. So it's, I mean, weight loss drugs over time have proven to be like money makers. Everybody wants a quick, easier way to do it because it's hard. It's hard for most people, especially if you've been overweight, most of your life or whatever, or for whatever reason you've gained weight, you had babies, or, you know, and it's not coming off fast, and you want it off so fast, and you're exercising and you're eating right, and you're losing maybe a pound a month or something, and you're just disgusted, and then this drug comes along. Oh my God, and every time a new drug comes out, especially a weight loss drug, I say give it a good 5 years before you jump on that bandwagon because most likely there are going to be some side effects that you don't like. You see everybody, losing weight and looking good, and yeah, yeah, everything comes at a price with drugs, and it's usually not a price you want to pay. I mean, you could lose your eyesight. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that could happen. So I guess Auntie got dragged down to the basement and they locked the door. So
Oh,
we're
Me.
having this discussion. Our host has been kicked out of the room momentarily.
oh no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So we'll carry on and until someone unlocks the basement door. Right.
Someone save Auntie.
We have a comment. Docs hate that their patients come in asking for certain treatments because of what they saw on social media. And ain't that the truth? I see
Oh,
so
I'm
much
sure.
misinformation, stuff on here that will hurt you, will kill your liver, especially when it comes to these herbs like ashwagandha and turmeric. I see a lot of influencers in here, talking about and making drinks with this stuff. This stuff can kill your liver, can cause liver damage. And people were taking turmeric in capsule form, not just adding like a half a teaspoon to a lemon drink or so. They're pushing this stuff down in pill form, which can harm you. So if you're not careful and you're following these people, oh, it'll make your skin pretty. If your knees is cracking, it'll make the knee crack stop. I mean, they attribute all of these health benefits to these herbs and supplements that you can take. And if you just especially if you're on medication, you just willy nilly, and they have thousands of followers, and everybody's
Hmm.
like, "Oh, it made my skin so pretty. I started taking it. Thank you, for telling us about it." And no, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I definitely have to. I usually, because I do take medication, and that
Mm-hmm.
medication can potentially mess up my liver. But I
Yep.
do usually, if I take anything else with that, I try and cross reference.
You have to
Does
read.
it have does it have a do these two drugs, can they interact or do they pose a problem?
I mean, even if you're not on any drugs, you still have to read about anything that you're putting in your body. I mean, the internet really is an information highway. And don't just read one article, read several articles. Look it up, read this one, read that one. Look for medical journals. A lot of them are behind paywalls, but a few of them, have information that the average person can go see, the Mayo Clinic, things like that. You want to look for reputable publications and read about what you're putting in your body.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, young women promoting estrogen on TikTok when they're too young didn't realize the damage it causes. Yeah.
Well,
Breast
well,
cancer. One, you could feed breast cancer with estrogen, baby, turn it into turbo cancer. You keep
yeah.
playing around with this stuff, listening to people on the internet, influencers and so forth. They will mess you up for real. Look at that tummy tea. What's that tummy tea?
Oh yeah, when
People.
everybody was taking tummy tea.
That's. I think I read that stuff was harming the liver. The stuff that was in there. It's like you just can't. These toxic cleanses and cleanse your colon and your body has a cleansing system. Just eat healthy. Drink some water. Eat some vegetables. You ain't got to swallow no pills. Back off of junk food and sugar and eat healthy for a few weeks and you'll cleanse. You don't need anything to push, you know, the
Hmm.
toxins out. You can do that yourself safely by eating healthier, drink some water, do some walking. Just don't believe these products that you're putting in your body, the honey packs and just all kinds of stuff you buy this
Oh well,
at
we
the
not even
service
gonna get
station,
into
like the
that.
gas station. Who gets supplements from the gas station and pops
Well,
that talking about for virility and you
oh
know,
my God.
I'm like, mm-mm, this is crazy to me.
Well, I mean that's the thing. Just because I don't know, people still believe that there's just like some miracle. Like the tummy tea, I was like, no. I was like, none of this is like if there was a miracle safe weight loss thing, we would all really know about. Like, you know, it's always a get rich quick scheme over the years, everything.
Hmm. Someone
Even when people started doing not keto, was it keto where it's
keto.
like the high fat diet,
Hmm.
same thing. And then people were like, oh well, that really kind of messes you up and da 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 and it'll make you sick and because nothing is fire sure proof to lose
No,
weight. It
because
really isn't.
it can mess you up. Um, you can lose weight on it, stop eating carbs, but you really have to know what you're doing when you're putting a lot of fat and meat in your body only. It does change some of your other numbers, and I'm seeing people who were actually keto advocates. Things change, science changes, uh, evidence based treatment as time goes on, and you see people doing this lifestyle and testing and doing this lifestyle, and over time, they'll come to say, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't do it like this, but like that, because it's showing that maybe this is not the best way. It can cause issues, and you have to keep up with with what's going on.
Hmm. Okay, I went into the chat to see. Okay, Jesus asked, where is what's going on with Auntie?
I don't know. He might have maybe the power went out, lost internet. Something happened that we've lost our host for this amount of time. This is unusual, listeners.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, wait, I heard a bling. We got.
Did you
Do you
hear
want to
something?
close the podcast?
I
Oh,
think I'm going to give him 5 more minutes. If he's not back, then we're going to end the show for today, and we'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern as usual.
Lil Nas X apparently was charged with 4 felonies.
4 felonies.
Yes, that just dropped. Phil just reported it.
Oh wow. Well, we knew some
Four
charges.
felonies, I think is that's
What? Assaulting a police officer. What else?
Hold on, let's see if I can open the link.
Public nudity. Well, he
he
wasn't
wasn't
quite
even
nude.
fully nude. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
quite, but he was. Well, I don't know. Can you be in your drawers and not get charged? I don't know the way the women go out these days. I think you can.
Right. Well, and I'm like, really? Did he really assault them like that? I just,
Well, he maybe resisted a bit. I don't know that he threw fists or whatever. I didn't.
I'm
I don't think it
like,
was that serious.
right. That's why I'm like, 4 felonies. That's, please.
Yeah. Can you share that link, Quinn?
Yeah, hold on. It's a Huffington Post.
HuffPost.
If I
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. See if I can put it in the chat. What's the whole thing?
You post a jumbotron
Oh, okay.
at the
Hold on.
bottom, and it
I'm trying to see the whole like link itself because I don't know if it's if I just put huffpost.com if it's gonna directly to it.
if you
Um
know that little arrow with the box, if you click that, it'll tell you the copy link.
okay.
Can you try
Hold on.
that and put it in the box?
Yeah, I gotta grab it from my iPad because
Okay.
I'm logged into two different devices. Hold on one second.
Okay.
I think three of them were um the assault on police, battery charges. I just had right as she mentioned,
Hmm.
I had a notification that popped up.
That's funny how they can multiply one charge into three different things.
Well, I mean, if it was
Mhm.
on three different officers, that's probably where they're getting it.
Oh, I see. That's well, yeah. I guess each one counts, huh?
I
Mm-hmm.
guess. I think it's a little bit
It's
excessive.
some bullshit, but
I hate to see him go out like that, though. It seems like he's been spiraling, sort of in the background. There hasn't been too much posts about him, but
Yeah.
they did show one where he just seemed to be a little discombobulated, little, out there.
Well, fame is no joke. It is not for the weak. It looks like prosecutors charged him with three counts of battery with injury on police officer, one
Okay.
felony count of resisting an executive officer. The
Hmm.
district attorney said he was
Okay.
booked on suspicion of misdemeanor obstructing an officer on Friday.
So all around the battery. Well, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well,
What else did I see? I think I saw something else too.
that.
But I don't know what Auntie had lined up.
Okay, there we go.
Excuse-
That fame
Oh,
can
there
be
it is.
quite
Ugh,
something.
yeah,
oh, also what I was gonna tell too was the CEO of Essence has resigned
I know. Good
and
for her.
and, and got
Oh,
good and
She
was
got
that
said
good.
she ain't
behind
coming
the
back from
Essence
her
Fest?
medical leave. Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
about time. Cause how you gonna leave for a whole year?
A
I'm
whole
not gonna say
year.
neglect your job, but you know.
Well, I don't think it was. I think the backlash was very swift,
Yeah,
Yeah,
should have been.
and
It should
so
have been.
that was just one of those. They went to the
it's an
hospital
easy.
for dehydration. You know
It
what I
was
mean?
yeah, it was an easy way out because
Mm-hmm.
there. I saw something else where basically she was trying to say like, this is not like, despite what's been said, this is not the reason and blase
Oh
squad.
well, come on
Oh,
But
now. Well,
well,
we know better than
what's she
that. Come
supposed to
on.
say? Right?
Yeah, and I'm
She's
sure
supposed
it's
to
in
say that.
coordination with. I don't think this is not in coordination with Essence, the magazine. I'm sure they were like, okay, we ain't gonna be able to do this. This
Yeah.
too much of a backlash.
Well, Moon,
So
you
I
said
don't think
you
this
had
was all
something to
right.
talk about that you remembered. What was that?
Oh, it's politics. I would, it was something that
Oh,
we
before
was gonna.
before recording.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we ain't gotta talk about that. I'll try and catch y'all tomorrow.
Well, let's see. What was that happy post? How about the tea on Zoe Kravitz and Harry Styles? She don't care nothing about those people. Um,
I
But
hope
I
that they.
do find it funny how she done hopped around to these little white boys. I said, boy, I didn't know she was broke up. Her and Channing Tatum had broken up. I'm like, damn.
yeah, I think I remember reading that they weren't a hot item anymore. She's moved on.
I'm
Well,
hoping
You
for
know,
the sake of Essence that they bring it back and let locals lead the charge.
right, right.
not even just locals, but like, why would you move away from a Black American format in America? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm. That was a part of it for sure.
what was the point of that? Like, who told y'all? Like, we definitely love to celebrate the diaspora, but you're not gonna make that the focal point.
Right. Let that be a separate festival. Keep the Essence
Hmm.
Fest like it was, and if you wanted an African themed festival, have that.
Make
I mean,
your,
that could
yeah,
have
make
been
your own.
two events that make money. You know what I'm saying? It could have been
Right.
good for both sides, but to totally override the tradition of Essence Fest, which has been around for years, and
Hmm.
to flip it like that, it was definitely it didn't go over well at all.
Celebrating the diaspora is one thing, but making that like
The
like you're
focal.
trying to change, yeah, the focal point or change the direction. Like, well, hold on. Now we love to celebrate the diaspora. Stop playing with us.
Oh yeah.
That's not the thing. But like, you're not gonna just change something that's been going on for decades. Like, come on now, let's not do that.
No, I mean we love some good African artwork
And
and
food and anything
crafts
else.
and yeah, we can get into that. I have quite a bit. I know people who go to the African Art Festival. Where they have one big one in Chicago or something like that. I
Hmm.
mean, it's a big thing. People love the crafts and all, but um, this was not the thing to do.
Yeah,
People
no, because
have a close feel to Essence, especially in New Orleans. People are all about their roots and
Hmm.
tradition and
well, and New Orleans has already been heavily gentrified from Katrina.
amen.
So
Wake it
then
up.
for you to come and do this, it's just
That
like it's very because you're supposed to be celebrating the history of New Orleans.
on
That's
it.
what it's been, you know, a part of.
Right.
Like come on now. Like we're supposed to be big up in our New Orleans natives because there's really not that many of them left there.
A lot of them are
And the
gone,
tradition.
never to return.
Yeah, a lot
Hmm.
of them are in Houston now. I mean, a lot of them have gone across, different places, but a
Right.
big
A lot of
portion
them
is in
moved
Houston.
here. Yeah. I mean, I've been watching the Katrina documentaries. There are several,
Mm,
and just watching
I
what that
remember.
time was like is the things you didn't hear on the news versus what you did hear, and how it was
Yeah.
spun, you know, to situations where it wasn't. When they talk about the looting, I think in the very beginning, maybe people were looting, but then once they realized they had nowhere to go, I mean, the TV that they
Hmm.
stole didn't have a home. They,
Right.
it was a waste of looting, really, because you couldn't do a damn thing with it. Then it became a situation where they needed food and drink
Yeah.
because they had been there for 2 or 3 days with no water, no food. They had
Yep.
no supplies for those people, and it became a survival mode when they
Yeah.
showed them, diapers for the babies, dry clothes, and so all of the things that people thought they were looting, they were getting to survive. But you hear that in the documentary. You didn't hear that on the news.
Of
We
course
didn't
not.
get those portions of why they were doing it. They just showed them running out of the stores with stacks of clothes and diapers and, you know, aspirin and Tylenol and all of the things. They had people there with no medication that needed medication. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, a lot
That
of
was
people
such a
won't see
time.
that though.
Yeah. No. Very much so. I remember. Whew, that was really a very intense time,
Mm-hmm.
and which really just changed the. That it is almost like it just wiped the city,
Seventy
just
percent of
erased
the
it.
city was underwater. It
Yeah. It
did
that was
wipe
that
the
was.
city,
No.
like to the
Yes.
roof, underwater.
Right. That was such a. But then white folks do white folks things, and instead of bringing the people of New Orleans back, the
Yeah,
way they did them afterwards,
they wanted the land.
well, they did that to the Hawaiian people too with the fire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They're
white
doing it
people
to the
going
people in California behind the fire. They do
to.
everywhere there's a mass disaster where a lot of property is destroyed. The
Hmm.
vultures move in and they don't care because a lot of those people were wealthy that homes burned. They don't really care at that point who you are. They definitely going to suck up the low income neighborhoods where there was still affordable housing. I mean,
Hmm.
that's off rip. They're going to try that.
Well,
But
and the crazy thing in
boy,
California was a lot of people who lived there
mm-hmm.
even though it had become a wealthy neighborhood, was had been there for decades, and they
before it
kept
became
that
that.
property.
Yeah,
Yes, and they
yeah.
weren't moving. They were not
Hmm.
leaving because
Right.
they had family had paid it off,
Yeah.
and they could still live there in a even amongst all the rich people living
Right.
in that
Three
area,
hundred
especially the
thousand
black
dollar
ones.
property is now worth 5 million, but they wouldn't sell. You know,
Because if they did, they would never, ever, ever in a million trillion years.
they probably have to leave
Um,
Cali
yeah, and
to buy this
so
property.
there was it's crazy. But yeah, that's just what they do. They take advantage of those tragic situations and then displace
Hmm.
people permanently. Because even when I've gone back to New Orleans, because crazy enough, that year I went to Essence.
Did you?
So yeah, so I was there like a few weeks before Katrina happened. And
Oh,
so I got to experience it that
yeah.
last time before it changed. And New Orleans is definitely not the same place. Like
No,
it's still cool, but it does not have that same feel. It feels very
yeah.
whitewashed.
I haven't been there since the storm. I went before. I never went to Essence, but I had plenty of family, that went and sent videos and how much fun they were having and everything. And yeah, a lot of that, a lot of that culture is gone. A lot of it. Well, at this time, our host hasn't made it back, and I've been
I
holding it
see
down.
Auntie. I see Auntie though.
You do in
Yeah,
here?
You see,
yeah,
Auntie?
yeah.
I don't.
Huh, let me refresh.
Can you? How do you refresh on this thing? Okay, I did refresh,
I see
and I
him,
do
but
see Auntie.
can he talk? I don't hear any. Can you hear anything?
Mm-mm. No.
I don't think he can talk
Here's
to
the
us.
red ring.
Okay. Well, then I'll give him a few more minutes. Maybe he'll work it out before we shut it
Quinn,
down.
did he just has his picture been there, or did it pop
It
back
popped.
up?
It popped up.
It popped in. Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. Can we type? Can he see the chat?
Let me look and see. Hold on.
Can you?
Uh, I see your chat, but I don't. mm,
Somebody text him.
Might be her. While we on here, what's up, Ashley? Hey, girl. I hadn't seen Ashley in a minute.
Happy's
Yeah,
probably talking to him right now,
probably.
seeing what's up. What's up? What's the dealio?
What's the technical difficulties? I mean,
Yeah.
I actually, for me, he did kind of break up a few times, like where I wasn't able to hear him.
Right. I think that's his ad blocker though that interferes with his connection when he's clicking open stuff and ads are trying to pop.
Dang,
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
a
Yeah, I don't think he's here. Okay, well, if you have any comments, questions, complaints, um,
we don't
send
want
them
to hear him.
auntie at auntiederek.com. Thanks for listening. Sorry about the technical difficulties, and we shall return
Tomorrow.
tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern. Thank you, my wonderful co-host, co-host, Quinderella and Moon. I appreciate
Yes.
y'all helping me hold it down.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hopefully,
always.
yeah, hopefully y'all found it interesting, and we'll be back with Auntie tomorrow because I am no auntie. Okay.
Okay, me neither. Okay. So, all
Bye,
right, guys. Well, I'll see
everybody.
you guys tomorrow.
All
Till
right. See y'all
tomorrow's tea
tomorrow.
time.
Same time. Bye bye.